Secret government. Stories about the secret government can be found everywhere. On TV, in the news, in the movies, in the bar, in our minds. But what is the truth? It is similar like stories about God. You can't see it, but you can feel it. In the beginning of human society, there was a need for people who will work some jobs like protection and public affairs, not to govern. The idea was good and useful. Some men will work on field, some will hunting, and some will do public jobs. People not good for hunting and work become useful in other jobs. They were not the best, they were the worst, and they understand that. As they no longer had to work hard, what did they do? What the worst people usually do when they have time and opportunity? They use the opportunity. They're opportunists. They were in a position to take it. As they become more powerful, they become more corrupt. And they need more power. They start to govern. Remember, the best had no time for that. They had a hard job. Through the centuries, the worst become kings and now presidents. In the time of wars, they did not bleed, they governed. This is the short story of mankind. What is happening now? We have constitution in almost every country. We have laws and the courts, the press, enforcement agencies, non-governmental agencies. And what is now? Nothing. Everything is the same. How they rule now? They rule by fear. It is no matter what country it is. Democracy, tyranny, socialism, dictatorship. No matter. It is the same. In most countries there are two main political forces. The same one. And there are elections. And you think that you have a choice. But do you? Do you have a choice? No. You do not. Both sides are corrupt. Do you expect that those corrupt sides are in competition with one another? Do you think that they tend to balance one another? No, they try to govern over you. The situation is worse than most people think. The constitution is overthrown before it was even written. Mounting evidence that you have a power by elections is the main business. We all live in prison cells, even we cannot see the bars. You all know the mental process called a decision making. Just imagine that you have three answers: yes, no, and maybe. But you do not have a question. What will you answer? In psychology, decision making is regarded as a cognitive process resulting in a selection of actions between several possibilities. Decision-making process making a final action called decision. But what is the question? You do not know what are you choosing and even what is choosing. That is a process called election. You are choosing that you will be looking some face telling you lies for the next few years. The same lies as the other candidate will. What is the catch? Before or later someone will be recognized the truth. Constitution has been effectively overthrown. Law also overthrown. Human rights has been overthrown. Who is the guilty one? Non-existing shadow government? You can call it Illuminati if you like. They do not exist in secret form. You have no freedom, they own you. Instead you have conspiracy theories. They want you to believe that you and the governments have been secretly governed by shadow government or Illuminati. That is well-known process called the devil conspiracy. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing us he did not exist. Our governments were convincing us they do not govern. Even worse, they want us to exposure of this secret regime and its operations, and they make us believe that must become a primary duty of citizens who still believe in the rule of law and in the freedom. Strong words. Our duty is to fight for the freedom. So why we choose the governments if we must fight the freedom? That's why the question do not exist. Do you understand the catch? You are free to fight against Illuminati, but Illuminati does not exist. You are free to fight shadow because you can't see the sun. You are catching a shadow in the middle of the night. Governments are spending more money on making an illusion of shadow governments than fighting against poverty. They made public associations such as councils of foreign relations, the trilateral commissions, the Bilderbergers, the Federal Reserve, the World Bank, or the International Monetary Fund, and want us to believe they govern in secret. What is the secret with public organizations? We are made to believe that guilty ones are the same public organizations, not the incompetent governments. What is the terrifying phrase for me? Do you know? Collateral damage. Everyone government in the world uses it. I will translate you what that is. Our government tell us that it is not a crime if few thousand innocent people were killed. That is the reason why governments are killing own people. Collateral damage for high purpose. High purpose is usually killing more people and convincing us that someone else is guilty. Did you ever read in the Holy Bible, Holy Book, such thing as collateral damage? I did not. Did you read that killing of innocent people is not a crime? But we are fighting for high purpose. We are dying for high purpose. We are fighting wars and killing others in the name of the God. Even that God is forbidden killing. But who is guilty for that? The shadow government, of course. Never the former government. We are all collateral damage. The truth is collateral damage. Our freedom is collateral damage. Our mind is collateral damage. There are few types of governments. Just to think that there are differences. One type is the USA government with the puppets as the president. They want us to believe that anybody can be a president. So we have actors as presidents, they act the role. Role-playing game. Who govern? Just follow the money, there is no secret. The other types of governments are in the Russia and China. The hard struggle between the same party members to become a god in an atheist country. One similar type is a government in Korea. The ruler of the country is playing a role of the USA demonic enemy. Don't forget, he is educated and trained in USA. Every government mistake is followed by some terroristic act or epidemic. The worst governments, more terroristic attacks or that epidemic. And more movies to convince us, like old Western movies. Even native Indians at the end were destroyed by brave English or Germans in uniforms of the New World Army. The huge army of 100 Indians destroyed by a small army of few millions John Waynes with cavalry as Deus Ex Machina at the end. No matter whose land it is. The key personality in every major institution in any government are people with no morale, with concern only for themselves. The decisions they made are always unclear, stupid, with high grade of hate to others. The administration is growing. Remember, the administrations are people not doing anything useful through centuries. They are finding the ways to make us believe that we need them. That is their most important purpose. The administration is like Hydra, evil creature growing day by day. Why? Because it is the best way to show you that you are less important. I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about system. The system made to make us fools. Forms are not made clear enough and you must ask them for help. Even court is a system made to make you small and not important. You must be represented by another. You must have your champion fighting for you. You are too small and unimportant. You do not know the language. You are nobody. Do you understand the reason why it is so? The reason. Not some explanation. mediocrity. They are religions described in the Bible, and they want to rule. They constantly make us believe we need them. We don't. They are always in some kind of danger, usually made by themselves, and you must protect them. They made us believe that we can't live without them. Let them try to live without us. Now they become our serpents, not our servants. When there is not enough terror, they serve stories about aliens ruling the government, about reptiles and shapeshifters. There is no reptile or demon capable for such evil like men do. The myth is that shadow government exists, but as a lot of them, the untruth. We are run by unbelievably sick people. They are ruled by fear and by lies. They are not the best of mankind. They are the worst. Remember, they want you to fear. They want you to need them. They want you to feel small and unimportant. Don't be a fool anymore. Don't believe them. They want your money and your life. They're not able to make it without you. They have no power without you. They do not exist without you. They want you to feel someone is ruling someone from the shadow. But there is no shadow, there is no sickness, only evil man.